Hello there. My name is Robert Beatty, and this is the first of 6 recordings which I'm creating in order to help you get started with your mindfulness practice, or the practice of insight meditation, or vipassana. This is a poem by a Sufi mystic named Kabir who lived in the 15th century. The small ruby that everyone wants has fallen out in the road. Some people say it lies to the east of us, others say to the west of us. Some say in deep waters, others say in primitive earth rocks. Kabir's instinct told him that it was inside and what it was worth, so he wrapped it carefully in his heart cloth. The small ruby that everyone wants has fallen out in the road. Some people say it lies to the east of us, others to the west of us. Some say it lies in success, fancy vacations, children, sex, drugs, rock and roll, music. Kabir's instinct told him that it was inside and what it was worth, so he wrapped it carefully in his heart cloth. So this will be mostly a guided meditation. And you can use these recordings to do them all in one day, or maybe repeat one for a few days. Do it at the pace and way that works for you. So, something really miraculous is happening. You're breathing in and breathing out. Your body is. And this has been happening flawlessly ever since that moment a few eye blinks ago when your mother could no longer breathe for you. Carbon dioxide built up in your lungs. You cried. You expanded your lungs. Everyone in the room was relieved. And here you are all these years later, still breathing, but mostly unconsciously. So I'm going to suggest now that you sit comfortably upright. You don't have to sit cross-legged or in any special posture. You don't have to hold your hands in any special way. Just sit comfortably upright. And notice that you're seeing if your eyes are still open. And then let them gently close, or you can leave them softly down focused if you're more comfortable that way. Notice that your body is alive. In fact, it is nothing but life. Everywhere awareness opens, there is the tingling and vibrating of aliveness. You can notice this aliveness in your hands and fingers. You can notice this in your feet and toes. You can become aware of it in your face. And quite particularly, you can notice it in the breathing. Now, right up front, it can be very helpful and relieving to know that the purpose of meditation is not to stop the mind. The purpose of meditation is to be present with whatever is occurring without suffering. To be able to accept reality on its own terms. And most people stop meditation because they feel like a failure when they can't control their breath. Well, why not change that from the very outset? Set a goal or an intention or an aspiration. I aspire to sit here for a while and notice the sensations in the body of the coming and going of the breath. Now, quite dominant in that is the rising and falling of the chest and abdomen. So we might take as our spiritual practice, our intended practice, mindfulness of in-breathing and out-breathing, in which there is the natural, uncontrolled rising of the chest and abdomen, all the way to the falling. And the simplest instruction possible is, when you can, with no violence, with no coercion, bring awareness into the sensations in your body of breathing in and breathing out. Now, probably one of the first things you notice is that this is challenging, that your mind wanders a lot, probably even most of the time. There's an alternative place to pay attention, which is at the nostrils, where the air rushes over the membranes in the nose or touches the upper lip. And you can use this as a home base as well. But choose one or the other, whichever is the most predominant and obvious. So, what do you notice? There really is a strong tendency to wander, isn't there? Well, let's not start a war. There's enough war in the world, and it doesn't work inside any better than it works outside. So notice the rising to fullness of the chest and abdomen, and then the falling to emptiness. So, come home to the actual sensations. We're not making anything up here. We're not visualizing anything. We're not imagining anything. We're noticing that the mind goes off into what you could call trance states. There's the trance of the future and the trance of the past. There's the trance of worry and self-hatred. There's the trance of sleepy dullness. Come home to now, to these sensations. And one Burmese master of the last century suggested that we can help ourselves by making quiet little mental notes in the mind. Like, as the chest and abdomen are filling and beginning to expand, we make little cognitive notes, rising, falling. Now, we're not making the noting the most important thing. The noting is just like a little sign that says, pay attention here. rising, rising, falling, falling. When you awaken in the midst of a wandering mind, you can make the very simple mental note, wandering, wandering, returning. And let the returning be very gentle. There is absolutely no help in grabbing the body quickly and bringing awareness back to the body. That just creates violence, and the meditation is completely against violence. Rising, rising, falling, falling. You may discover that there's frustration. Many of us think that we should be able to do something, even something as complex as this in a way. Even when we've allowed the mind to run roughshod over us for decades, we think, well, I should be able to control my mind. Rising, rising. Falling, falling. You may discover discomfort in your body. Unless the discomfort is a sign of some injury, we tend to allow it to be and just to notice the sensations which are unpleasant and the impulse to move. Sometimes you may discover that the mind stays quite calmly on the in-breathing and out-breathing, the rising and falling. Other times it may be difficult to even find that at all. But don't turn it into a war. Don't turn it into a struggle. If you find yourself falling asleep and your head dropping, that's okay. You may need a few moments of rest. Come home to here. And simply know that taking the time to do this is the most important thing. We're not practicing for self-improvement, or we're not practicing to become something special. We're practicing to be who we are right here. This kind of practice of mindfulness is sweeping the Western medical world and the psychological world, where it can help a lot with suffering and with symptoms. It can help with depression and anxiety. It can help modulate personality issues, self-hatred, fear. But when it comes right down to it, the purpose of meditation is to be here now, to be in this living present moment of breathing in and breathing out. Meditation also points out to us and reveals to us over time what could be called our interbeing with all of life. A few decades ago we weren't here, and then now we are here, and before too long we won't be here. But life goes on. And so one of the ways to end meditation is to become aware of your body where it touches the chair. Not some theory or idea or picture, an actual sensation. Feel the sensations in your breathing as it happens. Feel the sensations in what you think of as your face and in your eyes. Eyes are alive, and they have a feeling of aliveness. And now, please notice the inner intention, the inner plan to open the eyes. And then pay attention to the sensations in the eyelids. And also notice the way the thinking has to decide, now I'm going to open my eyes. And as you do that, one lovely thing to say is, may all beings share in the merits of my practice. May all beings everywhere, our brothers and sisters of the air, the earth, and the waters, may we all become more loving and happy and kind. Have a wonderful practice time, and I look forward to being with you in the second recording, which you can play anytime you want.